Was Jesus an imposter? Frank Abagnale was an imposter. As a teenager, he pretended to be a commercial airline pilot, a doctor, and a lawyer. He was so convincing that people were fooled. Frank flew more than 1 million miles for free and made a lot of money as a con man. But Frank got caught. After serving years in prison, he worked with the FBI over 40 years to catch other fakers. At the beginning of his ministry, many religious leaders believed that Jesus was an imposter. They'd heard of his miracles and wise teachings, but wondered how Jesus could know so much when he hadn't studied under a famous rabbi. These religious leaders knew the prophecies of the coming Messiah. But Jesus didn't fit the picture they imagined. He must be a fake, they thought, and we have to catch him. In Luke chapter 5, the Pharisees saw their chance to catch Jesus when he was speaking to a large crowd. In the middle of his teaching, a paralyzed man was lowered through the roof to be healed. Seeing the faith of the man and his friends, Jesus told the man his sins were forgiven. The religious leaders immediately thought, "Who can forgive sins but God alone?" Jesus knew the leaders' thoughts. Only God had the authority to forgive, and they didn't believe Jesus was God. With the paralyzed man laying at his feet, Jesus looked at the religious leaders and asked a question about whether it was easier to forgive sin or heal the legs of someone who couldn't walk. After asking the question, Jesus called himself the Son of Man, which was how the prophet Daniel referred to the coming Messiah. So was Jesus' question some kind of trick? No, Jesus wanted the religious leaders to come up with the answer. Forgiving and healing are equally easy for God to do, and they're both impossibly hard for a human to do. The Pharisees must have thought Jesus was bluffing. Surely Jesus wouldn't tell the man, "Get up and walk," because the moment the man wasn't healed, everyone would know that Jesus was a fraud. Jesus knew their thoughts as well, so he told the paralyzed man to get up and go home, and the man did. He stood up, grabbed his mat, and walked. With that one miracle, Jesus proved that he had God's power and authority to heal, which also proved that he had God's power and authority to forgive sin. Jesus didn't just forgive and heal a paralyzed man that day, he also did something that we never want to forget. He proved that he was who he said he was. He was God, definitely not an imposter.